Alright, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. We got some exciting stuff going on today. So, where we left off last time, let me think. Alright, so we got everything pulled apart, got the new cams in it finally, and yeah, we were waiting on injectors. Well, guess what? The injectors just came in. We've officially got them. So, boom. Today, we are gonna go ahead and get a fire going in here. I've been cleaning out this chimney for a while because it is disgusting, but get that started, get over here. We're gonna get the front of the engine all put back together as far as the timing cover and whatnot goes, and then we will get the new injectors in, get it all back together, and hopefully hear what it sounds like when we fire it up. So let's get it on. All right, so here's one of the new injectors. As you can see, the O-ring on the bottom is pretty mauled up there, but that's okay because we got brand new ones on most of the old injectors that I just took out. So all I gotta do is pull those O-rings off and replace whatever ones need replaced, like this one. So I'll go ahead and replace that, then we'll pop it in and we'll go from there. All right, you guys, so I just got the first 3 injectors in on this side, but I ran into a small issue. So come to find out that the plugs aren't the same as the stock injector plugs. They're very close, but the pins are in a different spot. So if you see the blue injector on the left, the pins are at the bottom of the plug. The black injector, they're at the top. So they don't line up with my harness plugs. So I think I'm gonna have to go to the junkyard and just cut a set of the actual plugs themselves off of the harness of an RDX and then splice them into my harness to make them work, unfortunately. So for right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and get all 6 of the injectors in, and then I guess we can put the timing cover and everything back on, but we're gonna have to call it a night after that until I can get up to the junkyard and get those plugs because I cannot plug them into my harness, unfortunately. But we'll carry on with this thing, get as far as we can tonight, and then I guess we'll just plan for a junkyard trip here soon, and we'll make it happen. All right, I've got all 6 of them in there now, so you can see the 3 blue guys on that side and the other 3 on this side. So we are ready to rock and roll. Just gotta get those plugs. But like I said, that'll be for another day. For now, we'll go ahead and get the timing covers and everything back on the front of the engine, get the crank pulley on there, and then just kind of button that up a little bit. I'm not gonna put it all the way back together because I'm gonna wait to get the alternator and stuff on until we get a little bit further along with this. But yeah, we'll at least get the timing covers and stuff back on and we'll go from there, so. All right, you guys, it is now the next day. I did speak with Hatfield Performance last night on how I can go ahead and make these injectors work without having to go to the junkyard looking for an RDX to cut the plugs off of. So what they ended up telling me was when they were running these on their car, or his car, he actually just cut, these connectors are very close to the connectors that we need for these injectors. What he ended up doing was just cutting off like a really small part of the clip to just make them work. So I got some small snips here that I should be able to get in there with pretty easily and cut out some things that I might not need on those clips and hopefully make them work. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot and see what happens. All right, so I trimmed off some of the plastic around this plug. It's supposed to go on this way, but the little slots in there that are supposed to line up with the pins are on the top of the plug but the bottom of the injector. So if I flip it upside down, it'll slide all the way on the injector like that, and it looks good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just cut these 2 wires and then reverse them, and then we should be good. And I'll just do that with the rest of them, and we should be able to run it like that. So we'll see. Worst case scenario is like I just got to cut them off anyways and splice in RDX plugs. At this point, we're in so deep, I already cut the plug up, so let's see what happens, guys. All right, you guys, so I got all the plugs on this side trimmed up, and they are on the injectors. I ended up just putting some zip ties on them to hold them on, just to make sure they don't pop off because there's no clips holding them now. But they are on there, and they ain't coming back off, so I think that's gonna work. So now we can go ahead and do the other side, and then we'll put it together and see if it fires up. So let's see what happens. All right, you guys, all the injectors have been wired up. I got the valve covers back on, so I'm just kind of slowly piecing this thing back together. And hopefully here in about a half hour or so, we'll be able to turn it over and see if it'll start. So we'll just go ahead and finish reassembling everything. All right, guys, we are all back together now. Sorry, it's kind of dark in here. You can't really see that very well, but we are all back together. I got the coolant top back off, so we're basically ready to start this thing. So all I gotta do now is go inside, grab my laptop so I can change the injector size and the tune, and then we can go ahead and crank it and see what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and go grab that, and we'll be back in a sec. All right, you guys, so you can see here I've got the Acura RDX 410cc injector selected now. So we'll go ahead and upload that to the ECU, and then we will try to get this thing going. All right, you guys, moment of truth. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up, and or at least try to fire it up and see what happens here. Hopefully it fires up. Hopefully we can hear some little bit of cam lope, and hopefully we don't have any issues. So let's check it out. All right, guys, it works. Definitely idle's a little funky now with those new injectors. It really needs a tune now, but we are running. This thing is literally ready for a tune. Nothing else is gonna happen to it until it hits the dyno and gets a tune. So I'm gonna try to get that scheduled as soon as possible. Hopefully Jarvis can line something up and we can get this thing moving, guys, but we are there. All right, you guys, that's gonna do it for this video. I cannot believe those trimmed up injector plugs and everything, all that stuff that we just did worked, but dang it, it is running and we are ready to hit the dyno. So I am really excited, guys. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get a tune schedule and see what we can do. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.